Alright guys, so I am currently working on making myself some personal inserts for my work planner. Usually I would just go and buy them from an Etsy shop because they usually have better quality of paper and better cuts to their planner inserts and all kinds of stuff. But I have no idea what kind of weekly inserts I want for my work planner, and I'm really concerned that I'll buy these nice inserts and then like in a month we'll decide that I need a different style of planning. So for this year, I'm going to, at least for the beginning here, start with my own inserts. And I just wanted to show you a little bit about how I made these. So I am using a personal planner. I will either be using one of my Webster's Pages personal planners or just like a Recollections one from Michael's, which is super duper cheap. So I already made the inserts, as you can see. I just printed and got all together with January's, which is exciting. But I wanted to show you guys how I would make them. So I made the width 3.75 and the height 6.75, right? I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yeah, this is pretty standard. And then from there, I didn't want to use my silhouette to like cut the outside of the lines and the little things for the hole punch. I just wanted to like line it up with a dashboard or something. So I thought that'd be easiest for me to do because I tried it the other way and it was a nightmare. So what this is leaving room along the side for hole punch. So I gave myself 0.5 inches, which gives room for there to be a 0.25 hole punch and then like room on either side, and it works great. Something you need to remember, and I didn't do this the first time, so this is obviously one where the 0.5 is here. When I first printed off all of January, I forgot to switch it so the other inserts have the like area for you to hole punch here, and I have a lot of wasted paper. When I was making the squares, I knew I wanted to have a week on 2 pages because I like just looking at the week. And then I know because in the middle of that week, what I'm going to put is an insert that's just like a running to-do list, and I'll have one of those for each week, so I can really do this more functional. But I also knew that if I ever wanted to bring stickers in, which I don't think I will, but I just wanted to leave that possibility open. So I made the width 1.5 inches, which is the standard size for an Erin Condren vertical planner. So for the height of these, I didn't follow anything specific, but I apparently made them 2.688. Basically, I just made it so whatever it looked to fill the space. Now, if you are making undated inserts, it's much easier because you don't have to think too much about what dates are being printed on the backs of what pages and like what order they go in. I decided to make mine dated because I like the look of it. So all I did was grab my tool, so let's say January 1 and Monday. The font I'm using is called Pupcat. It's very cute, so I'm also going to center this, no line, and the inside is black, keeping it simple. And then I just made it small enough to fit like above this. I don't remember what the process I went through lining this up, how I liked it, but I really don't want to go through that. I want to give you a very basic like look at how I do this. So then you have to make a straight line. You press Shift in the Silhouette Studio to make a straight line. By the way, I'm doing this in Silhouette Studio and there is zero reason for it. I'm not using my Silhouette tool to cut this, so I can do this in any program. I could probably have made this in Microsoft Word, but I already had Silhouette open because I was originally going to have myself like print and cut and use that feature. So I was like, whatever. And honestly, I don't have that many design programs on this computer, so this works. And then for my lines, I'm not going to remake them, but I put 0.25 inches between each line, and then up here is the only line that doesn't have any, like, it doesn't have 0.25, and that's just because I ran out of room. Some other points about this, I think this is like, I don't know the spacing perfectly, but I honestly just did it what looks best. This outside line, I did make it 0.1 thickness. I don't know if you know this, but like these lines here, when I print, they won't show up because they are 0.0 and they're just for show. So I increased these to 0.1, so they're a very, very light gray, and I just use those so I can line up like my big slicer tool. These are just normal fonts, and then the boxes themselves I made at 0.3, just so you could see them a little more against that. And then over here on the one day that you don't have, or one box you don't have a date on, I just made it lined, which gives me a lot of room, and I decided to go ahead and just match it up with this and not go all the way to the top because it looked weird. So I decided, in addition to making inserts, this is it for me telling you how I designed them. I really wanted to just show you how I printed and lined them up. So I decided that I wanted to make them front to back, meaning that, you know, after the date of January 1st, I flip and it's immediately January 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, and then on the back of this is the next week, which is a lot harder than it sounds. I had a little rough, so this is what I lined up, what needs to be on the back of what, and then these are the 2 pages that don't have anything on the backs of them. I did order monthly inserts. I ordered my monthly ones. I just made a huge Black Friday order from So Much Crafting. So I did order monthly ones, so I want there to be like a blank page. That's where my monthly would go. So these are the 2 pages that are the start of the month, end of the month, so they don't have a backside. So I just printed those alone, but each of these has a backside. So let me show you here. So like I would print these, and then I'd have to go in and print these 2 right on top of them with the same page, just flip it over. But my printer is really weird in how it prints, so like it was just a nightmare. You gotta figure out how your printer does it. I am printing this on heavy duty paper because I know I'm going to forget later on. Let me tell you what paper that is. I got this at Staples. It's HP Premium Presentation Paper, 32 pound. It's definitely not as smooth as I would have liked it to be, but it's heavy enough that like ink won't bleed through it, and it prints nicely, and my printer can handle it. I didn't want to go too heavy. So I'm going to go ahead and edit all of this so that I can have February inserts. You know what, while I'm here, I might as well make one more month's worth of them, so it's a while before I have to make more of my weekly inserts. Maybe I'll record me making February, and then we'll move over to my printer so I can show you me printing and then slicing the stuff. I don't know, I'll try. Sorry, I'm moving. I move this week. Or next week, so right now it is Friday, Black Friday. I decided to take a break from packing to do this, but I move next Friday, so my house is like all packed up, so all my usual spaces where I would film or show you stuff or craft are like filled with boxes and just stuff on tables, so I might not be able to show you me like putting this all together, but I will do my best to, I might just film it on my phone and then like add a voiceover later. Who really knows? I'm gonna stop yapping and get to crafting. Okay, so I quickly just changed the dates, not anything major. So now I'm going to set these up for printing. I use 3 pieces of paper for each month. I could probably do it in a way where I have to spend like a little bit less, or I can group things, but you know what? It's confusing enough for me as is to figure out what goes on what day that I don't want to deal with any extra layers. So I line them up like this to see what goes on the back of what. This is the one where I could probably like put in a next day, a week in the next month, so to make it shorter, but I don't want to deal with it. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and print these. So this one right here will be the two dates, right? I did that right? Yeah. It'll be the first page and the last page of the month that they don't need any kind of backing to it. This one will be the one that has the most, and then this one will have just one on it. I'm going to go ahead and print those and meet you back at my printer. Okay guys, so this is the paper I am using, HP Premium Presentation Paper, the details. It works really well. I've made several inserts with it. Here is the January inserts I just made. Having trouble grabbing them. That's what they look like in person. You see they're pretty thin. You can see through them, but they work great for me. So, hold on, let me go over to my printer. So I'm over at the printer and I've got my computer set up and I've already loaded this with paper. So give me 1 second to print some stuff and we will get rolling. Okay, I've sent it all to print, and now it's just time to wait for my printer to realize that it's being sent papers. It's finally coming to life. I actually had some issues getting it to print. Of course, when I start filming, it does. But let me show you how it looks like. This is those 2 pages that are the start and the end of the month. My printer's kind of running out of black ink, but it doesn't matter. These are just outlines. This is right? Yeah. Great. Let's wait for the rest of it to print. Round 1 has finished printing. It's going to be really weird to film and do at the same time, so bear with me. So, we've got this page right here, and now we need to print the back of it. So the way my printer prints is this was in here like this, and print that. So to get it up on top, I need to load it into the printer this way. So I'm going to quickly do that. Okay, now back to this. I'm sorry that I'm filming my computer screen. It's probably a nightmare to look at. So I've got my 2 other inserts. So with my printer, I also have to flip, I also have to flip which side these are on. So this one will have to be over here, and this one will have to be over here. So let me quickly align those all right on here. Top left. Oops. Not what I meant to click. Is that right? Yeah. Alright, so let's pull out the inserts I don't need on there. What? That's not right, is it? Did I really print them that close together? Oh, I did. Alrighty, it's time to press print. Hopefully I did this right. Alright, let's see if I did it right. Maybe? So, it would be, so the back of this, 11th. I think I did this right, guys. Alright, so let me set this aside. So now I have one last page to print. So I need to load this up. Alright, back to this, where is it? There it is. Just need to adjust these suckers. Oops. Don't want to do that. Perfect. Let's press print. Sorry I'm talking over my printer, but if you were wondering, I have a Brother MFC J870DW. I don't know if I don't recommend it. It's a very old printer. It's a hand-me-down printer from my parents. So, I mean, I've had issues with it, but you know what? I think they bought it for $50 like 6 or 7 years ago. No, it's got to be more than that. Ooh, that's a really dull. Okay. The printer is a little bit running out of black ink, so I will need to replace that. But other than the ink being off, it's all set. I'm coming back to this workstation. Let me quickly, sorry, my printer is cleaning itself in the background. So I've got 3 of these papers to cut. My January inserts. Move everything out of the way here. It's a little bit of a mess. So my tripod is all packed up, so I can't grab it, but I'm going to tell you what I'm about to do. First, I'm going to trim them using my paper trimmer. Don't know where this is from. I picked it up at a garage sale for like $1. Good deal. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each paper, line it up against this divider that came with my Michael's Recollections planner, and hole punch it. So I'm going to do that, and I will probably just come back and show you the finished result. Okay, we've got some completed inserts. I want to first show you guys this. Hold on, let me set down the camera. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's there's a lot of hang off, which means I didn't perfectly line these up. You can see it here. That's one of the nice things that you get when you go with like a shop on Etsy, which is what I recommend if you can afford it, because they make much more professionally made inserts. So I have both January and February here. So this is what a week looks like. I got that front and back going. This is also me double checking that I did the front and back stuff right. 12, 14, 15, 20, 28, and this will be the last day of the month. So this is here where I would put my monthly inserts. Let's flip, and here's the ones you guys saw me make. Start of February, 5 through 11, 12 through 18, 19 through 25. Oh, and 25 is the last one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stick these in my planner. I'm really, really excited that I got these 2 out of the way. I've got a lot more planned for my work planner, and I will try and film whatever I make. Other than that, thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll link the paper I used down below, but that's really all I used. Everything else you pick up at like a normal store and isn't very expensive. So this is, I mean, if you have a printer, this isn't too expensive. Yeah, I'll link it all down below. And if you guys have any like printable inserts shops that you love, let me know about them. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.